Sup Hero Clan, this is Crobat, and I got a game for you guys today, and it is a game on Showdown, so you actually get a replay instead of a stupid text log or whatever. And this is a game between me and someone who is supposedly a friend of KyogreF4N and using KyogreF4N's stall team. It was decently high on ladder, it was around 1550, maybe 1600, so it's not like a low level game. So let's just get right into it. I lead off with my standard Dialga lead. It is, it has rocks, Fire Blast, Dragon Tail, Draco Meteor, and I go for the rocks. He switches out of his Heatran into Chansey, and I suggest out rocks. Try going for the Dragon Tail, phase out his Heatran, and it doesn't quite work because it misses, as usual. I just kind of go for Dragon Tail again because I have no fear of anything you can switch in. And I drag out the Dialga. I try going for the Draco Meteor because it will 2-hit KO, but I miss. And he Will-O-Wisp, but it misses. That Will-O-Wisp really didn't matter too much. Not nearly as much as my freaking Draco Meteor missing, but I mean, it's whatever. So I hit another Draco, or not another Draco, I hit the one Draco. He Willows, I eat my Lumberry. I ain't got no time for stupid burning. And he switches out into his Xerneas. And I just kind of go for the Dragon Tail, just expecting him to try Willowing again and maybe being able to chip him down low enough to where rocks get him, but I guess that's not going to happen. I think he's Geomancy initially, so I switch out into my Kyogre because generally it can take one hit at full HP after a +2 and phase out the Xerneas, but he actually isn't. He is a defensive Xerneas set based on the damage roll. And right here, I look at the rest of his team and realize, oh, this is KyogreF4N's team. Oh, crap. And I ask him a series of questions to try to figure out who he is because he's using KyogreF4N's team. And it turns out he's supposedly a friend of KyogreF4N. I have no way of knowing this, but supposedly he is. But this little matchup between Xerneas and Kyogre is going to be repetitive, and it's going to go on forever. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. This matchup is just, it's a giant mess. Especially when he keeps getting special attack drops. I might be able to beat him without those, but it's just too annoying. So, we end up sitting here for a while, slapping each other with our deers and our whales. And, right here I rest up. And at this point, I know he's going to switch out, knowing that he can't kill my Kyogre without hacks. And he goes out into his Heatran. I go out into my Genesect, expecting him to go out into something that isn't Heatran. Because, I don't know, Heatran's kind of a questionable switch into a Kyogre. I could have just stayed in and scalded and done a decent chunk, but it's kind of whatever. I go back into my Kyogre because it's an advantageous matchup for me. And I just, Sleep Talk, hoping to get a Scald or a Roar onto this Giratina so I can get rid of it. But that was just too hopeful. I keep getting them rest. I think that's the third rest I've gotten in a row. And I finally get Roar when I really didn't even want it, but I drag out his Heatran, so that's cool. And I think here I just click Scald because it is safe play, and he goes down to his Xerneas. And I think this does like 25%, no, 30%. Oh, that's nice. But here I know he's going to be forced to rest, so I switch out into my Genesect because he's going to stay in, and he doesn't want to stay in on my Genesect knowing that I could just Iron Head and kill him. So he's going to switch out. But I make the safe play instead of U-turning. Actually, I make the risky play, I guess. I just stay in Iron Head because I was hoping he might think he can live a hit or something. I don't know. I just felt like Iron Head was something I wanted to do. But he goes on to his Heatran. I just go back into my Kyogre because stall shenanigans is stall. And he Toxics my Kyogre. It really doesn't do much considering I rest. And if he gets me low enough, I'll just rest, and Toxic means nothing. He goes back into his Xerneas because God made this matchup for who knows why, and I hit it for a decent chunk, but I don't want to stay in on this because I know it's just a huge stall fest. So I think, did I actually stay in? No, okay, I go for a Roar. I didn't switch out, I made him switch out, and I drag out the Chansey. Excuse me. But I take this opportunity on the Chansey, just go for the rest. Just going to go on a little mid-battle rant. If my Gengar was already Mega Evolved, I would just go into Gengar and trap his Chansey and delete the Chansey from this game. But the problem with that is my Gengar is not Mega Evolved. You have to actually have it in for a full turn. So generally, because Gengar is squishy, so generally if you want it to be Mega Evolved, you either have to A, revenge kill something, or B, you have to tank a huge hit, or C, your opponent has to be dumb enough to stay in on it if they have something dumb like a Chansey. So, if I could have a already Mega Evolved Gengar, I'd be happy, but I can't because this game doesn't love me. So, in this scenario, not having my Gengar already evolved sucks, but it's kind of whatever, because, you know, I can just U-turn into it. But, he goes into, or not, he doesn't go into anything. He Seismic Toss my face. I don't like that. My Genesect doesn't appreciate that. Genesect can't really freely switch into stuff anymore. But I go for the U-turn, crit doesn't matter. And I go out in my Gengar, knowing that I can actually kill this thing, and anything else that goes out into that isn't Yveltal won't appreciate the hit. So I just Mega Evolve and kill it with Focus Blast. He doesn't switch out, which I find to be questionable, because even if I had Shadow Ball, I'm almost certain that would kill at that range. But I don't know damage calcs or anything. I go out in my TARDIS thinking I could deal with this Yveltal easier with this than anything else on my team. I know my Kyogre could easily outstall it, but the problem with that is I probably won't be able to kill it easily unless I get off a nice Scald, and he is just not going to let me do that because this game doesn't like me. So I'd much rather just try killing it with Dialga, but that doesn't work. So I go out in my Kyogre, I stop being dumb. I go out in Kyogre, he taunts me. I kind of knew that would happen, but, you know, might as well sleep talk just in case he's being silly. Because, I mean, he's not a Kyogre fan, I don't think, so it's not like he knows how to play this team or whatever. But he goes for the Sucker Punch, does a decent chunklet to my physically defensive Kyogre. I Scald him, hope for the burn, but of course it doesn't happen because, let's be honest, I'm never going to get a Scald burn. He just roosts up as usual. I roar him out because I'm sick of his face. And bring out the Xerneas again. Yay, everyone loves this matchup, right guys? Right? Right? Yeah, no. No. I switch out. And right here, I would be able to kill the Xerneas if he hadn't gotten that special attack drop. That special attack drop screwed me over out of killing his Xerneas. So I'll go into my Genesect, knowing he's probably going to rest, thinking I might try killing him anyways, and I can just get off a Iron Head, but I know he's going to switch, so, you know, safe play safe, go for the U-turn, and I'm going to go out into my Dialga, and this is the point in the battle where I pretty much secure the win, because he goes into his Chansey to take the hit from Dialga. Now, I was thinking that I probably could double switch into Gengar, but I didn't want to risk his Ferrothorn staying in. His Ferrothorn. What's a Ferrothorn? He doesn't have a Ferrothorn? I have a Ferrothorn. His Fortress staying in, going for the Gyro Ball and killing my Gengar, because I need my Gengar to get rid of Chansey. So, I decide to stay in Fire Blast. But, as you will see, he thinks that I'm going to go into Gengar. But, I'm not that dumb. I know that he's going to switch into his Yveltal, knowing I'm going into my Gengar. So I stay in, and I could either go for Draco Meteor to hit the Yveltal, or Fire Blast to hit the Xerneas. Because the Xerneas is respectably healthy, and if he knew that I would stay in, knowing that he's probably going to switch out into something else, if I were him, I would have gone into Xerneas, because Xerneas deals with my Darkrai. Not my Darkrai, Dialga. That's the D word. D word. But, Xerneas actually deals with my Dialga as well as my Gengar, because my Gengar is weak. He can kill my Gengar with one Moonblast at this point. My Gengar can't kill his Xerneas because he's defensive. But I can kill his Yveltal with my Dialga. So this was a really dumb play on his part, and I feel like it was a good play on my part. Basically what happened is he thought I would go into Gengar and a Chansey. I didn't. And I get a free hit on the Yveltal. I could have Draco Meteor, but if he'd gone into Xerneas, Fire Blast was a better middle ground. And Draco Meteor kills after Roost anyways. And I know nothing on his set will kill me in one hit. So at this point, I pretty much win the match because save Dialga for death fodder. I go into KyogreF4N, and he has nothing on his team that can kill KyogreF4N. Literally nothing. Like, KyogreF4N just beats the rest of his team. KyogreF4N is God, so he gives up, and I win the battle.